Getting a loan for a home can be like being on the boat in The Perfect Storm. Now, if you have seen that movie, you know it didn't end very well for that boat. And that really does not sound like a great thing when it comes to getting a home mortgage. But really, if you aren't careful, it can ultimately capsize that dream of purchasing your perfect home. And that's why I created this video, because I'm going to share with you 5 very helpful tips to make sure that your home lending experience is a smooth sailing and not one that is of a horror picture like The Perfect Storm. And really, I'm going to start off with one of the most simple points up front that can help better prepare for your smooth sailing, and that is compiling those important documents. Now, you might be wondering, what important documents do I need to be compiling? Well, you'll ultimately want to connect with a loan officer who may have a helpful document showing the different detailed items that they will need to start that mortgage application. But here are a few simple ones if you want to get started right now. You will need 2 years of tax returns in most cases. Now, again, I highly recommend that you connect with the professionals. I only play one on TV, but it is something where connect with the loan officer in your area so they can better set you up. But 2 years of tax returns, your most recent pay stubs, as well as bank statements, and any important savings account, investment accounts. If you are getting a gift letter from the folks that are providing a gift, it will be important to compile all of those important information, because you're going to be passing that along to the loan officer, who will in turn take that information and give it to the underwriter who will be processing or going through the process of the loan. And so why I say it's important to compile those things is because sometimes it can feel very intrusive when you provide something and they want something else. And so that's why I wanted to bring up point number 2. See, point number 2 is be ready to explain. Now, you might be going, wait a minute, is this an interrogation? No, it's not an interrogation, but this is an opportunity and process for that underwriter to make sure that that loan is in compliance with the loan guidelines that are set up by Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, which that's a different video for a different time. Now, in that, what they want to do is they want to make sure that those guidelines are completely fulfilled and that there's no questions. And there's a lot of high leverage situations with that, because if the loan is out of compliance, there are large fines that are levied against that lender. And so they're going to be asking you to explain simple things. Now, it might seem redundant or it might seem like self-explanatory, and really they're not asking for verbal explanations, but for written explanations. And so one of the things that I would always bring up with folks when an explanation is requested is to ask the lender specifically what needs to be in that explanation, because you only want to do it one time. Now, I remember when I bought one of my first homes, I had to explain something 3 separate times, and it got really, really redundant, but I learned quickly what were they actually looking for. They weren't looking for a bunch of fluff. They were just looking for, in this particular instance, they were looking at a bank transaction that I made, and they just wanted to have it explained. What happened to the money? How did it go? Where did it go? Type of deal. And so, I mean, it's something where just be prepared for those explanations, because it's something that they're going to need that to continue moving forward. Now, number 3 is really going to ensure for a smooth sailing, and that is to respond back within 24 hours. What do I mean? That loan officer or person from the loan company is going to reach out to you and say, hey, I need this, X, Y, and Z. And it's really important to respond back within 24 hours with those items, because it really allows to keep the process moving forward. See, any delay in the process is a delay of the loan getting back to that underwriter, and that underwriter cannot clear those conditions to the loan and move it towards closing which means you getting the home until they get those items. And so what I have found is there are times where you'll provide a specific piece that is being asked, but it's not the complete picture. And so when it's not the complete picture, they're gonna ask for something else. And so if there's already been a delay of more than 24 hours to getting that material back to the lender, then what will happen is it can cause a longer delay when they ask for something else. So that's why I say it's a best practice policy to always respond within 24 hours. Now, this is going to be a little side tip. I always recommend reaching out to your real estate professional for help. See, your real estate professional is there to help. The lender will not necessarily communicate to your real estate professional about the items that are requested. And so there could be particular things that your real estate agent can help you with. And so I highly recommend at this moment here, always feel free to reach out to them and work with them to find out if there's any way that they can help you through that process. Now, number 4, this is a big one. Sometimes this is the big tsunami that capsizes your home dreams. And that is, don't buy large items and or open credit without talking to your battle buddy. Now you're going, Zach, wait a minute. Who is my battle buddy? Especially in the loan process. We shouldn't be talking about battles. You're absolutely right. No, it is, you shouldn't buy those items, those large items, and I'm talking furniture, appliances, vehicles. Don't buy those large items or even open credit to purchase those items, even if it's a great deal, 0% down, no payments for 24 months. You know what I'm talking about. Don't open those things without talking to your loan officer. See, they're going to be the best person to fully understand your situation. And everyone's situation is a little bit unique, but there's 2 primary things when getting to the loan closing process that by purchasing large items or opening credit can create that tsunami by either A, affecting your credit score to drop below the allowable limits, or remove your reserves or lessen your reserves to where you're not able to purchase. See, you need both of those. In most loan programs, you need to have some sort of reserves and or you need to hit a minimum credit score. And so before you do anything in regards to making large purchases or opening that credit card or getting that loan for something else, make sure you reach out to your loan officer and talk through that purchase, because there are sometimes that purchase is better made after the home closes. Even if you can afford it, it may be better for you in that process to make that purchase after the loan closes. And so always have that discussion with them. I know that couch is going to look good in that space, but it will look even better when you own the home instead of it being in your apartment. So I just wanted to share that as far as point number 4. That is the big tsunami. Now, number 5 is incredibly important as well, and that is ask those stupid questions. What? Exactly. Ask those questions. A lot of times folks are fearful to ask questions because they feel like they should know that answer, or they feel like it would make them look ignorant or stupid to their professionals. And I'm gonna tell you that there are no stupid questions. The worst thing that you can do is assume or even try to fake your way through this process only to have the bottom drop out on you. So ask those questions. If you're being asked to provide something, ask why. Get a full understanding of what needs to happen. If you're asked to explain something, ask in detail to the loan officer, what really does it need to say to satisfy this loan condition? Reach out to your real estate professional saying, hey, what are the next steps? I haven't heard from my loan professional in a little bit. Have you talked to them? Where are we at in this process? See, there's a number of different things that happen throughout the purchase process that are like little check boxes that your loan officer and real estate agent are going through. Now, not always are you made aware of them until they actually happen, like such as the appraisal. You order it, and then all of a sudden you hear back about 2 weeks later, congratulations, it appraised, right? But those things are happening in the background. And so always feel free to reach out and ask those questions, because it's going to help you in this process. See, again, like I said, you don't want that horror story of the perfect storm type of lending experience where your dreams are tsunamied and you are now not living in the home that you want. I can tell you, it is not a fun thing to do. You want a nice, smooth sailing process. And know, when you have professionals behind you, like a great loan officer and real estate agent, they're really going to make that process feel smooth. And remember, there may be some bumps and waves along the way, but really the goal of your professionals that are working on your behalf are to make this as smooth of a sailing as possible, and ultimately get you the home that you want. Well, I hope you enjoyed this and found these 5 tips incredibly helpful. And don't let that perfect storm experience come your way. Please don't. Please don't. Put that life preserver on. Actually, those that have had that experience, I'd love to see in the comments down below a life preserver emoji, because you can see, hey, it is one of those things, it is not fun. Now, if you do have a question that you would love to be answered, go ahead and put it in the comments down below. I would love to answer that in my next video. And so please feel free to reach out with any of those questions. But also, hit that subscribe button and bell button, because in doing so, you're going to be notified with more helpful tips as you walk through this buying experience of buying your first home. And like I always say, when you have specific questions about your marketplace, always reach out to somebody that is in your area, because they will be able to help you. Those that are in the Snohomish County area of Washington State would love to connect with you, because I know that I can share with you the most up-to-date information out here. But until then, folks, thank you so much for watching. And remember, today is a great day that you can #create positive change. All right, take care.